The sun hangs heavy over the Sahel, casting its golden rays across the arid plains of Burkina Faso, a nation long defined by its resilience in the face of adversity. Yet beneath this harsh exterior, a revolution is brewing, one that promises to rewrite the rules of trade, sovereignty, and ambition in West Africa. At the heart of this transformation lies the Ouagadougou Multimodal Dry Port, a $253 million marvel of engineering and vision that has become a beacon of hope for a landlocked country tired of playing by old, oppressive rules. This is not just a story of concrete and steel. It is a story of defiance, ingenuity, and the unyielding spirit of a people determined to claim their future. The tale begins on a sweltering day in April 2025, when President Ibrahim Traoré, a former military captain whose rise to power was as unconventional as his ambitions, strode into a cabinet meeting in Ouagadougou. With the air of a man who had long waited for this moment, he unveiled plans for what would become one of Africa's most audacious infrastructure projects, a 356-hectare multimodal dry port in Ouagadougou. The numbers alone were staggering: 150 billion CFA francs, equivalent to 3 years of the nation's infrastructure budget. But the true weight of the announcement lay in its symbolic power. For decades, Burkina Faso had been shackled by its geography, forced to funnel its gold, cotton, and agricultural wealth through the congested ports of coastal neighbors like Ghana and Ivory Coast, paying a steep, landlocked tax in delays, bribes, and lost profits. Now, Traoré declared, Burkina Faso would no longer beg for access to the sea. It would create its own gateway to the world. The Ouagadougou Dry Port is more than a logistics hub. It is a masterclass in economic jiu-jitsu. Designed to integrate road, rail, and air networks, the port will serve as a nexus for regional trade, processing goods from across the Sahel and connecting them to global markets with unprecedented speed. Picture this: trucks laden with gold from the mines of Houndé, once doomed to weeks-long odysseys through checkpoints and corrupt border officials, now arriving at Ouagadougou's warehouses, where AI-driven customs systems clear shipments in minutes. Rail links to Abidjan's port/transport costs by half, while refrigeration units preserve shea butter and mangoes until they reach European shelves. For farmers like Adama, who watched his cotton harvests rot in the back of trucks, the port is nothing short of liberation. Finally, he says, our sweat will translate into real profit. But the port's impact extends far beyond economics. In a country where 60% of the population is under 25, unemployment and disillusionment have long fueled desperation. Enter the Dry Port Academy, a government initiative training thousands in logistics, drone operation, and renewable energy engineering. Take Fatimata, a 22-year-old from Ouagadougou who once sold phone credits on the streets. Today, she navigates flight simulators, preparing to pilot medical delivery drones that will soon launch from the port's futuristic hangars. This isn't just a job, she says, her eyes alight. It's a lifeline. For Yakuba, a truck driver who spent 2 decades navigating Kafkaesque border checks, the port's promise is simpler. My children will study, not suffer like I did. The project's ripple effects are already reshaping communities. In Ziniare, a once sleepy commune near the construction site, land prices have tripled. Moroccan investors erect hotels to house foreign engineers, while Malian entrepreneurs open repair shops for the fleets of trucks rumbling through. At the local school, children sketch cranes and cargo planes in their notebooks, dreaming of futures as pilots and engineers. This port isn't just changing our economy, says Chief Yakuba Ouedraogo. It's changing our souls. Yet for all its promise, the path to progress is fraught with peril. Funding remains a tightrope walk. Only 40% of the $253 million has been secured, with Traoré courting a mosaic of investors, the EU demanding environmental safeguards, Emirati funds eyeing mineral rights, and Russian conglomerates angling for gold exports. The president's pragmatism is evident. "We'll partner with Mars if it builds this port," quips an advisor. But the geopolitical stakes are high. France bristles at Burkina's growing ties with Moscow, while Ghana sweats over losing port traffic to its northern rival. Meanwhile, Traoré's crackdown on corruption, live-streaming budgets, jailing crooked ministers, is a gamble in a region where graft is as endemic as the Harmattan winds. The port's symbolism transcends borders. In a Sahel often reduced to headlines about extremism and drought, Ouagadougou stands as a counter-narrative. It is proof that deserts can birth innovation, that landlocked need not mean future-locked. When Rwanda rose from genocide to tech darling, or Senegal bet on green energy, they lit a path Burkina Faso now follows. This port is a middle finger to every colonial map that called us a hinterland, says architect Farid Bouda. We're not the periphery anymore, we're the pulse. As cranes pierce the horizon and drones hum over half-built warehouses, challenges loom. Global gold prices teeter on a knife's edge. Islamist insurgents lurk in the northern deserts. Climate change threatens to scorch the Sahel further. But Burkina Faso, a nation that has mined gold without rivers and farmed cotton without rain, is no stranger to miracles. The Ouagadougou Dry Port is more than infrastructure. It is a declaration that the Sahel's story is not one of perpetual crisis, but of relentless reinvention. In the end, this is a story about audacity. The audacity of a president who dares to dream big, of a farmer who dares to demand fairness, of a generation that dares to rewrite its destiny. As the sun sets over the construction site, casting long shadows over the future, one truth emerges. Burkina Faso is not just building a port, it is building a legacy. And in doing so, it invites us all to reconsider what's possible when a nation refuses to be defined by its limits. For those watching from afar, this is more than a lesson in logistics. It is a call to believe in the power of vision, to champion the underdog, and to recognize that the next chapter of Africa's story is being written not on coasts or in capitals, but in the heart of the Sahel, where a dry port rises, defiant and unyielding from the dust. Visionaries, this is your moment to ignite change. If this story of Burkina Faso's audacity lit a fire in your soul, smash that like button and subscribe to join a global squad rewriting Africa's narrative, one bold project at a time. Tag someone who needs to see this underdog revolution, drop an emoji if you're rooting for Burkina Faso, and share this video to prove that landlocked nations can unlock the world. Members, you're the VIPs making these stories possible. Thank you. And if you're not part of the crew yet, hit join to fuel deep dives into Africa's most jaw-dropping transformations. Stay tuned, because next week we're diving into groundbreaking update. Yes, you heard that right. Don't miss it. Until then, keep dreaming bigger, thinking bolder, and remember, the future belongs to those who build it. Let's go.